My passion is for perfection and cooking beautiful food with amazing flavours. And when it comes to Christmas, you can have stunning food that looks $1 million but doesn't need to cost a year or take forever. And I'm going to show you how to do it. I've been a professional chef for over 20 years, and during this programme, I'll be sharing my top chef secrets, showing how they can help you make my ultimate Christmas food. My first chef secret for Christmas is be organised and get prepared. In restaurant kitchens, we call this mise en place, getting vegetables chopped, stocks made and sauces ready. It's the religion by which all good chefs live. I don't want to spend Christmas in the kitchen ignoring my family and friends when we're all finally together. So I'm prepared with dishes that I can cook in advance that will last over Christmas. Adding a glazed ham to your holiday menu is a great way to get ahead. It's delicious, versatile, and the ultimate dish to have in the fridge for any hungry guests who drop by. Christmas would never be the same without a beautiful, delicious honey-glazed ham. Across that long Christmas period, this can get you out of jail quite easily. Ham salads, ham sandwiches, ham, egg and chips. This is a gammon. What we're going to do now is cook it so it becomes a ham. Into a pan. First things first, the water. Cover it completely so the whole gammon cooks evenly. The important part now is adding flavour in there. Carrots in. The leeks. The more veg in there now, the more fragrant the broth becomes. Once the ham is cooked, that stock is extraordinary. The base to a fantastic soup. Onion, not finely chopped, and in. Homemade ham stock is packed with flavour, so it's great for making soups, sauces, stews and risottos. Plus it can be frozen, so it's there when you need it. Pan down. Peppercorns, lightly crush. Then, to give it a Christmas flavour, I'm adding crushed coriander seeds, 2 cinnamon sticks, and 4 aromatic bay leaves. Up to the boil, and then turn it down, let it simmer, and then skim it. Cooking a ham isn't hard, but it does take time. This 2-kilo joint takes 2.5 hours to simmer before it's glazed and baked. However, it is worth it, because it tastes absolutely delicious. So, the glaze. Very, very simple. Demerara sugar. Madeira. That sweetens the glaze, basically a fortified wine. A couple of tablespoons in, and then sherry vinegar. Again, a couple of tablespoons. Honey in. Nice. Bring that up to the boil. The longer you leave it on the stove, the darker it becomes. You want your ham really nice and dark, then cook out the glaze for 3 or 4 minutes. That, I'm happy with. Lovely. Right, the gammon's cooked now. Onto the plate. Carefully snip the string. Nice and gently peel back. Get rid of the skin, then crisscross it. Don't push too deep. Let the knife do the work. Stud it with some cloves. Look at it. Almost looks like an albino pineapple. The glaze, and just carefully cover. Start in the middle and let it work round. Oh, God. Gently, 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 gently. It's not even roasted yet, and it looks amazing. Beautiful. Look at that. Half the glaze over now. Into the oven. 15 minutes. It's starting to colour. Get the rest of the glaze and pour that over. Look at it. Wow. The more effort, passion and love you show the ham now, the results are tenfold. Look at it. Every 5 minutes, out of the oven and glaze again. And back into the oven now, at 190 degrees, we're going to baste and roast for 35 minutes. Delicious. Next, I'm going to make a pear and saffron chutney. This is a fruity relish that works brilliantly with a sweet aromatic ham. First things first, slice the onion. Fry the chopped onion in olive oil without colouring it. The important part about this stage is the fact that we're going to layer the chutney with textures, from onion to apple to pear, and a nice little block of ginger. Grating the ginger so the ginger sort of disappears with the onions. Then add the spices. A good grating of nutmeg, followed by a teaspoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of cayenne pepper to give it a kick. Delicious. I recently spent a lot of time in India, where chutneys originated, and discovered that whereas British-style chutneys tend to be cooked and are usually quite sweet, Indian ones are normally fresh, spicier, and quite sour. Next, demerara sugar. Once that sugar's dissolved, the white wine vinegar, all in. That's going to give it this really nice sort of sweet and sour flavour. From there, our fruit. These are Williams pears. Pear is the star of the chutney, so keep it quite rustic. Next, add chopped cooking apples. Their tartness gives a lovely contrast to the sweetness of the pears. To give it great texture, a handful of sultanas. Pinch of saffron. This gives it a really nice depth, a rich golden colour. Saffron is the world's most expensive spice. It's made from the dried stigmas of the saffron crocus flower, and as a general rule of thumb, the deeper the colour of the threads, the better the quality. And to make it lighter, the zest and juice of 2 oranges. The orange and the saffron go brilliantly well together. Just squeeze that in there. This chutney's brilliant with ham, fantastic in salads, but equally as delicious with fish. Whether it's a roasted cod, a grilled fillet of mackerel, it goes brilliantly well. Bring that up to the boil. Cook that out for 15 minutes. Now, tomatoes go in at the end. And that brings a certain amount of freshness to the chutney. Really helps to give it that nice texture. Mix that in and literally cook it out for 30 seconds. What's great about this chutney is that as it matures, its flavour gets better and better, and it will keep for up to 6 months. Fill up the jar, and that is going to deliver amazing flavour across Christmas. And look, my goodness me, that is fit for a king. My new version of beef Wellington retains the luxuriousness which made it brilliant in the first place, but gives it a seasonal lift. If you want to really spoil your friends this Christmas, this is the perfect special occasion dish. Beef Wellington has to be the ultimate indulgence, one of my all-time favourite main courses, and it would definitely be on my Last Supper menu. My version is a lot lighter and sexier, and for Christmas, I'm going to give it an added twist. First off, the fillet of beef. Now, look at it, it's beautiful. First, the most important part is to sear it. Salt, pepper. The fillet is the leanest and the most expensive cut of beef. It comes from underneath the lower backbone, a part of the animal which has very little muscle, and this is what makes it such a tender cut. Very, very hot pan, olive oil, and literally roll it around the pan. We're not cooking the beef, we're just searing it, which will really help to give another layer of flavour and beef in. Lovely. Now use the side of the pan so the beef sears down the back when you tilt it. It's a secret to get it done quickly. It gives that really nice roasted flavour. Delicious. Once you've got the colour, very carefully lift up the beef and sear it on top and sear it on the bottom. Out and onto the plate. English mustard. What this does now, it gives it a bit of heat. Just lightly brush the mustard over the beef. So really important that you do this as the beef comes straight out of the pan. And as the beef starts to cool down, it absorbs all that heat from the mustard. Horseradish is a really nice alternative as well. Just leave that to sit and relax. As the fillet rests, prepare the filling, which is called a duxelle. Put 700 grams of chestnut mushrooms into a blender. Add a chopped clove of garlic. Season with salt and pepper. And blitz. Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without chestnuts. And just crumble them in to the mushrooms. The chestnut's sweet, nutty flavour works brilliantly with the earthy taste of the mushrooms. And because they contain more starch and less oil than other nuts, they have a much softer texture that is perfect for the filling. That smells amazing. It smells like Christmas. Once the mixture is finely chopped, cook in a hot, dry pan. This removes the water from the mushrooms and intensifies the flavour. You can see the water coming out instantly. Such an essential stage, really critical to the success of the Wellington, that you dry those mushrooms out and get rid of all that water. Take the mushrooms up even further, some fresh thyme in there, which will make it really nice and light and fragrant. When all the water's been fried off, remove from the pan and leave to cool. Then start assembling the Wellington. Stage 1, wrapping the beef fillet. First of all, these wonderful slices of Parma ham. And look, beautiful. Overlap it and set it there. So the secret of overlapping the Parma ham is to make sure it contains all those juices coming out of the beef. In the traditional recipe for beef Wellington, a thick chive and spring onion pancake is used instead of ham. But the Parma ham makes the dish much lighter, and its sweet, salty flavour really complements the mushroom and chestnut filling. A little touch of pepper, no salt because the ham is naturally salty. Just a little twist of pepper. And then from there, your mushrooms. And basically, mushrooms go on. Use the back of the spoon to spread them nice and thinly. Half an inch from the ends. Rumples, no. Hop it. Every time there's meat, out he comes. Next, lay the beef on top and very carefully fold that over. Now, we're going to lift that up and wrap the beef nice and carefully. So all that mushroom and Parma ham is encasing the beef all the way over. Push it nice and tight, roll it nice and tight, and go all the way over. Now, the secret from here is to really let the cling film do the work. Just nip it at the ends and squeeze. And what we're doing is just creating this wonderful sort of cylinder shape off, and then just twist it nice and tightly. And the tighter it is, the more perfect the shape. Then place in the fridge for 15 minutes to firm up. Once it's set, it's ready for the final wrap. A little bit of cling film, puff pastry, beef. Now, very carefully, first roll the puff pastry over the beef until the two edges meet. Then trim off any excess pastry and twist the ends together to ensure the beef is completely sealed in its pastry case. To set that perfectly and get it really nice and firm, to make it really cylinder type, cling film over and just pull that nice and tight. But the big secret behind this is that it can be done the night before. And the tighter the cling film, the better the shape. The more even the shape, the more even it cooks. Put it back in the fridge for 5 minutes to firm up again. Then take off the cling film. Always like the perfect Christmas cracker. To give the pastry a lovely rich golden brown colour when it bakes, brush it with egg yolk. And then finally, you don't have to do this, but it's a chefy thing, a little bit of decoration. Back of the knife, down, and then just twist and mark the pastry. When it comes out of the oven, it's got that wow factor. Add Add a generous sprinkle of salt to ensure the pastry becomes lovely and crisp. Then bake in an oven at 200 degrees for around 35 minutes, depending on how rare you like your beef. Once out of the oven, it's crucial you let the Wellington rest for at least 10 minutes. This allows the meat to relax and reabsorb its delicious juices, making sure it's tender and succulent. Nice and gently. Hear that pastry, how crisp that is. This is the bit we've been waiting for. Oh, wow. My God. I'm in heaven. And for me, if you want a really nice change to roast turkey, this has to be the ultimate for the table. It smells Christmassy. The chestnuts, the mushrooms, and that nice crisp pastry on the outside. Look at it. I'm ready to die and go to heaven. For a really special occasion, I love to serve my beef Wellington with gloriously creamy mashed potatoes and shavings of exquisite white truffle. My first job on Christmas Day morning is to tackle the turkey. And my favourite way to cook it is roasted with lemon, parsley and garlic. It's fantastically aromatic, really easy to do, keeps the meat succulent and tastes absolutely delicious. For me, without question, the star of the Christmas dinner is this, a delicious turkey. Now, once this is in the oven, you're halfway there. The secret success behind a great Christmas dinner is making sure this doesn't turn out dry and is all in the preparation. Now, we're gonna make an amazing butter. And this is sort of the start of the most important part, keeping that bird incredibly moist. Soft butter. A touch of salt and pepper. A little touch of olive oil in there. That stops the butter from burning. Next, add the zest of 2 lemons and their juice. This gives the flavoured butter a wonderful citrus zing. 3 cloves of garlic. Turkey's a very delicate, dainty meat, and that's why I want the garlic pureed, so it sort of disintegrates and flavours the turkey gently without becoming too overpowering. Then add a generous handful of chopped parsley. Wow, that smells incredibly light. Give that a good mix. Turkey's a very, very, very lean bird and it dries out. So it's so important to make sure that we help it to cook perfectly. Butter done. Now prepare the turkey. We're going to season the bird inside the cavity. Salt and pepper. Next, half 2 onions and pop them in. As they roast, they steam inside the bird, giving it a lovely sweetness. Put in the lemon and a couple of bay leaves for their bittersweet, spicy flavour. We're sort of lining the inside of the turkey with these fantastic sort of flavours. You can see the bird is upright and it's looking sort of like it's standing to attention. Now it's time to add the flavoured butter. Just very, very carefully open up the skin. Go through over the back of the breast and keep the skin intact. The idea is to gently loosen the skin with your fingers so the butter can be stuffed underneath it. Now, once you've loosened all the skin off the top of the thighs, turn the bird round and just go through here again. Hand up and just release a little bit. But don't completely break it because I don't want all that butter to run out. Right, from there. Now, take your butter, put it into a ball. That smells amazing. Lemony, citrusy, and just sort of flatten it and stick that in there. Underneath, one side. Now, once you've got it in there, pull back the skin and just use that to sort of slide all the way down. What we want to do now is line the top of the breast with all that butter there. That butter is going to keep the turkey breast really seriously moist. Turn the bird round and finish covering the breast with the butter. Turkeys originally came from North America and they're best young and plump. My favourite breed for Christmas is either Norfolk Black or Norfolk Bronze, both of which have a wonderful gamey taste. Take the rest of the butter and carefully massage over the breast, legs and wings. You can do all this the night before and simply cover the turkey with tin foil and keep it in the fridge, ready to be cooked on Christmas Day. Into the tray. A little touch of olive oil. Now, olive oil on top. Again, that protects it, gets that skin really nice and crispy, and it stops the butter from burning. Now, in the oven at 220 for 10 minutes to get really nice and brown. Quickly, in she goes. Beautiful. That smells fantastic. After 10 minutes, take the turkey out of the oven and baste. Then cover the breasts with smoked streaky bacon. What I want to do is add a little bit more flavour. I'm already starting to think about my gravy. So the bacon protects it, stops it from drying out, but it's going to start to really give my gravy a wonderful base. Turn down the oven to 180 degrees. This 5-kilogram bird will feed 8 people comfortably. It needs roasting for 2.5 hours or half an hour per kilo, basting every so often. Back in, and now she's on the way. Look at that, beautiful. It's as pretty as a Christmas tree. That smells fantastic. Wow, look at that, beautiful. That is 90% of your work done there. To test the turkey is cooked, stick a knife into the bottom of the thigh, and if the juices run clear, it's done. The secret now is to let the turkey rest uncovered for 2.5 hours. As the meat relaxes, it reabsorbs its juices, making it succulent and tender, plus it'll be easier to carve. It might seem like a long time to let it rest, but remember, the turkey doesn't need to be piping hot because I'm serving it with hot gravy. That looks like $1 million. Let that rest, because the flavour will be 10 times more exciting once it's rested. The key to pulling all the different elements of your Christmas dinner together on the plate is the gravy. My recipe for turkey gravy, made with cider and walnuts, has a wonderful, apple-y, nutty flavour which beautifully complements the turkey meat and fruity pork stuffing. As that turkey's resting, I want to make the most amazing gravy. And when I say amazing, I really do mean amazing. Drain the excess fat from the roasting tray and put it back on the heat. Then remove the bacon from the top of the turkey and the roasted onions from the cavity. Look at them. My God, they smell amazing. Finally, take out the roasted lemon. First of all, cut up the bacon. Lovely. Bacon into the tray. Hear how crispy that is. That's the start of our gravy. The onion, look at it. Beautiful. Doesn't get any better than that. Chop that up. Onion and bacon in. That smells incredible. When I first got the chance to cook Christmas lunch for the chefs in Paris, they taught me one crucial thing. I was only 21 at the time, but they made me rest the turkey for as long as I cooked it. So I cooked it for 3 hours, and I rested it for 3 hours. What a difference. Incredible. Next, chop up the roasted lemon and add to the tray. Put in a couple of sprigs of rosemary to give it a lovely aromatic punch and fry. Then, add 3 chopped tomatoes, which helps to thicken the gravy and give it a lovely fresh taste. Now it's time to really get the turkey flavour into the gravy. Snap off the wing. Take off all your little trimmings, all these little bits here. Add that into your gravy. These are the bits we never use. Everyone throws them away. Off. There, that little baby there. Take him off. I want that. Bang. Flavour, delicious. Fry that off. The smell is incredible. Next, pour in the dry cider. This adds a lovely subtle apple flavour that really lifts the taste of the turkey meat. As the cider starts to reduce, pour in the delicious resting juices from the roasted turkey. Wow, there you go. The most amazing flavour. When the liquid has reduced by half, crush the vegetables and the turkey pieces with a masher to extract the maximum amount of flavour.
And basically what's happening now is that we're giving the gravy a little bit of body.
Pour in the chicken stock and reduce again.
In. Now, a little taste. Wow. I mean, you just close your eyes and wow, it oozes flavour and turkey.
Now sieve it. Use the back of the ladle to push it through the sieve, extracting every last drop of flavour. Pop in a sprig of rosemary and leave to infuse, ready for the finishing touch. Simply add crushed walnuts to the bottom of the gravy boat and ladle in the hot gravy.